Alright, how y'all doing? This is Terry Bird, the haphazard gardener again. This is a monstrosity, okay? I was attempting to build myself a trellis for my cucumbers when they come up, okay? But today I'm going to start taking it down because it's wobbly at best, as you can see, okay? So I'm going to take that down, and I'm going to replace it with a cross-legged, braced up, and I might even use these sticks as part of the cross members in it just for aesthetic appeal. But it's coming down. Today I wanted to talk to y'all about why I'm using hay in my garden. A lot of people think it's pretty silly to use hay in your garden, but I got 4 reasons for using hay. Weed suppression, moisture retention, temperature and shade control, and nutrient buffering. Now, to bring up my first point about weed suppression, everything in this garden except the center walkway has been covered with hay. As you can see, I haven't had a lick of problem in a month with grass growing up through the hay, except for the occasional weeding here and there. I don't really have a problem with grass coming up to it. See, I can pull back the hay right here, and most of the grass has already been peeled off just from the hay sitting on top of it. It works well, okay? Second reason I'm using hay in my garden is for moisture retention. I haven't watered this garden in 3 days. But if you look right here in this trough beside my planting row, you'll see that there's still plenty of moisture under this hay. And you can put your hand in there and you can feel it well. Just pull a little grass here and there. But moisture retention works very well when you use hay. Third reason I'm using it is for temperature and shade control. I don't want my grass, I don't want my ground to get all burned up in this southern summer heat. So I'm dependent on my hay to keep things cool. I got a little list here that I did some temperature testing on my garden for 3 days in a row. Transferred all the information to a big list here. And I'm going to point out some things to you, okay? I selected 3 spots in the garden, okay? Right there next to that white piece of PVC is one spot. In one of the troughs on the other side of this haphazard cucumber trellis. And the other spot I chose is over here on top of this ridge. Now the reason I chose those 3 spots is because I wanted to get a cross section of how the hay kept the temperature under those 3 spots. The first location over here. Oh, there. I'm not doing another take, okay? That you'll just have to trip up with. Okay?
We said we had a trip.
What I did was I took a food thermometer and I poked it under this hay, let it sit for a few minutes. When I took it out, I recorded the temperatures. As you can see in location A, which is right here, the hay managed to keep the temperatures a couple of degrees below the surrounding air temperature. The average came out to about 3 degrees, okay? Now over here on location B, I was checking the soil temperature in the trough where there's plenty of moisture, okay? As you can see, the average temperature reduction from the hay was 4.5 degrees. Hay, trench, about 4 degrees, 4.5 degrees below the surface, below the surrounding air temperature. Now this is where it gets nasty. Okay? Over here at location C, on top of this planting mound, where I had the mound uncovered, okay, the temperature was not reduced. It was instead increased because of solar gain. The first day I had an average increase of 4.5 degrees because the mound was uncovered. The second day I covered the hay and it brought the temperature back down. The average came out to about a 2-degree drop under the hay. Third day I pulled the hay back just to verify my findings, and again the air temperature was 91. The temperature on top of the planting ridge was 98 degrees. Definitely a solar gain in temperature. Okay, that verifies my suspicion or my assertion that the hay actually does reduce the ground temperature. Although it's not as much as I expected or I like, it's enough to keep from burning up the roots or from wilting your plants. Because right now we're getting average 95-degree temperatures every day, and I don't want my surface of my ground being 100 degrees plus just from solar gain. Okay. Now, what was the next thing I was going to tell you guys? Find my note here. Well, I guess that's enough for one day. I hope y'all learned something, and I hope y'all can see the value of using hay. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to tell y'all. Mulch, okay?
Good save.
Walk with me and I'll explain what I'm doing, okay? Now, I didn't want to set up a dedicated mulch bed because I don't have nothing but little kitchen scraps here and there, but I've set me up a mulch box over there on my picnic table. I'll show it to you. Voila, mulch box. This is a 6-gallon milk container, and what I've done is I've taken a little bit of hay, a little bit of cut grass, and every time I have like salad makings from making a salad or tomato cuttings or chopped up lettuce or onion or whatever, I take the scraps and I come out here and I put it in my little box, and as you can see, this is only 2 weeks and I'm already starting to get rot in the hay. So this works very well. If you want to set up like a little place to make mulch without a dedicated mulch bed, this is the way to go. Okay. Well, I think I've bored y'all enough for one day. This is Terry Bird, the Haphazard Gardener. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
And happy 4th.
Yeah, oh yeah.